Hello, and welcome back to the Creator's Guide for Intentional Manifesting. I am your host, M.L. Lewis, and this is episode 17 of the series. Today's focus of study is about how to use the power of the imagination for intentional manifestation. Ask, believe, and receive is the formula. So where does the use of the imagination come into play here? I personally believe that the imagination is active in all parts of this formula. When we ask, obviously to ask for anything is evidence that the imagination to do, to be, and to accomplish something to its full completion had to come into play. You had to have a moment of visualization and the feeling experience about your creation. Now, believing puts me in the mind of the scripture that says, "Act as if it is so, and ye shall have it." Let's talk about that. Acting as if it is so. In the past, when I would hear the great teachers speaking on the imagination, I didn't truly understand the power in acting it out. I'm still learning. I believe we all are eternal students. But the more I study and achieve greater awareness, I can see how acting it out sends powerful frequencies or energy or signals to the electromagnetic field surrounding us that says, "I am in oneness with this reality." I believe that for an intentional manifester, acting is embodying and becoming a greater character within one's own psyche. Now let's observe how we act out roles in unaware ways that manifest unpleasant results. Here's an example. The rambunctious young man who was once a sweet baby grew up receiving incorrect information from his unaware parents or the people that were surrounding him on how life works. People who were, like I stated, unaware themselves about the powers of the mind to create reality. As he began to grow, he began to believe that the world was unfair because the reality that he was experiencing with all of his senses was harsh and unaware to him, supported by his own beliefs, his own vibrations. He imagined that he needed to protect himself from this harsh reality, that he himself was totally unaware that he was creating through his own mind. So he began to act out the part in his daily materializations known as life. Oh, he knew deep within that he was not what he showed himself to be on the surface, but he kept trying to convince himself that this was the character that he needed to put forth to protect him from his own fear, which he believed was the others that appeared in his own electromagnetic field that he was creating with his own mind. At night, he went to bed listening to music that saturated his subconscious with ideas of poverty, of murder, lust, and all types of low-frequency awareness states, which amplified an angry, bitter, untrustworthy character in the morning when he woke. And when he woke, his thoughts went directly to conflict, and he found himself acting it out loud and in his mind. how he would physically hurt someone, thus magnetizing a supportive cast of characters to himself in his daily materializations that we call life. They showed themselves as a reflection of his own ideas, of his own beliefs, as these unscrupulous characters, and an environment which is harsh and hard appeared, all because it was what he believed and intentionally acted out for his perfect, unaware manifestation. So let's talk about the intentional manifester. Let's say we have another child, a few houses away from our unaware manifester, born around the same time, but is experiencing a totally different reality. This child's parents are supportive and doing all they can to guide their child in a direction that is outstanding for their life. Well, this child is growing only a few houses away with a drastically different reality. His ideas are one of hope, of expectation, of the belief that he can do the impossible. He has an incredible support system. His views of the world are adventurous, inspiring, and creative. Before sleep, he is listening to something that expands his consciousness towards a greater awareness state. He is writing it down, writing down his ideas, writing down his ideas for the future, his creations, and imagining himself in that, and vibrating with that, and feeding his subconscious word food and joyful feelings food that creates a greater reality, a greater awareness state. When he wakes, his thoughts go directly to what can he do to create his own company? What can he do to expand his finances? His ideas go to every good thing that he can imagine. He begins to act out the greater version of himself by how he dresses, how he speaks, and the company he keeps, and his overall conduct. And as he goes about his day, his electromagnetic field reveals to him people that reflect back as his own energy. Adventurous, creative, joyful, happy-go-lucky people that are go-getters and are creating their own businesses and expanding their own finances. His environment materializes as highly pleasant and supportive of his beliefs because he is creating it with his own mind, the same as the unaware manifester. But he is doing it intentionally. This is life and how it happens for all of us. I think about that saying, the haves and the have-nots. Yeah, we're doing that to ourselves. It's not something randomly happening. Some of us have it in our minds that I'm going to have a great reality and focus our energy on that, regardless of what neighborhood you were born in, regardless of what your environment was to start. And some of us have it in our mind, you know what, this is a terrible world, this is ugly, these people are awful. Guess what? That is going to materialize in your reality because you are using your powerful imagination to imagine it. You're listening to music that support it. You're watching shows that support that, your views of what is going on in your own unique reality, your own unique world. Because remember, the person down the street, they're thinking something totally different from you. So their reality, or even the person in the same household with you, you don't have to be down the street. It could be your brother or your sister. They're saying, nah, I don't care if mom and dad is talking negative or giving us unhelpful information. There's people out here that are showing me another reality, and I'm going to use my mind and go that route. And so that's why you will have family members who one is thriving in life because they created, they fed their electromagnetic field different type of energy. And so their electromagnetic field revealed to them that type of reality. All right. And that's why you have, hey, a family member that does great and then one that may not be doing so great. Now you might say, I have too much going on in my day to be stopping to imagine stuff. Because I used to say stuff like that. But that was ridiculous. Allow me to assist you in expanding your mind. Your daily life is you doing all type of activities to keep your materialization relevant and active in this materializing plane that we call daily life. I repeat, your daily life is, number one, something you imagined before it materializing. And now your daily life is you doing all type of activities to keep your materialization relevant and active in this materializing plane that we call daily life. So you have the time to change your reality if you want to, if you really want to. Nobody has to convince you. You're just going to do it and change your reality. You and I are using our imagination all the time, especially when we still ourselves and the mind goes to wherever it goes. If you're not careful, you can find yourself either re-experiencing the feelings of the past through our imagination, or you can go too far in the future, imagining something that causes anxiety or worry. We must discipline ourselves to stay present, to stay aware in the now moment. And when it comes to our own creations, we can see from the examples how powerful acting as if it is so powerfully creates. So if you are to decree or broadcasting to the magnetic field that I am now married or I am now rich, you must put on those garments now. Become it. Become the married person, even if there is no mate physically present. You live now as though they are right by your side. Condition yourself and prepare your home on a daily basis to act as though your perfect partner is right with you at all times. Feel that good energy. Act as if it is so, and ye shall have it, is what the scriptures tell us, which our scientific community has now found to be factual. If you say, I am rich, then be rich now. Use your imagination to induce those feelings of wealth with just what you have right where you are, by declaring, by decreeing, or broadcasting to the magnetic field that this is so. That this house that I'm currently in is not some small, uncomfortable space. It is my dream house. All of my rooms are spacious with the best of everything. My yard is big and gorgeous with my beautiful dogs running about, or however you envision your creation. All right? Become it now, no matter what the outer activity looks like. With an actor, they embody the character, and some of the greatest actors, when they're doing a movie or a play, they do not break character until the movie is complete. In the same way, we should not break character until our manifestation is fully materialized. And unlike actors, the character will not break. It will only expand you into a greater version of your own true nature. Let us go into the affirmations. I am so grateful and thankful that I am executing the powers of my imagination to the highest attainment for my experience. I am so grateful and thankful that I know how to use my imagination to its greatest potential for my life experience. I recognize that I am a master of the usage of my imagination. I know how to use my imagination to my best benefits daily. I now intentionally use it to manifest a greater life, a greater reality that I choose, written in my heart and in my soul. No matter how big it is, I believe that I have it now. I know with my imagination, I have anything that I want. I can go anywhere that I want. I can do anything and bring that energy right to me where I am. I can feel anything. I can travel anywhere. And if consistent, observe and fully experience the materialization of the truth of my imagination in my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.